Welcome to Moral Libertarian Talk, where we explore political ideas, issues, and misunderstandings in depth from the moral libertarian viewpoint. Subscribe if you are interested. This show is brought to you by my new book, The Moral Libertarian Idea, which is all about reimagining a positive and pro-community, pro-humanity, classical liberalism for the 21st century. Link is in the description. Classical liberalism is the ideology that is primarily concerned with liberty above all else. Putting liberty first is the defining feature of liberalism, therefore. However, this cannot be liberalism's only feature, for liberty is also found in various forms in other ideologies. For example, in traditional feudal societies with absolute monarchies, the king had almost unlimited liberty. The lords also had an amount of liberty much greater than any citizen in a modern liberal democracy. For example, they had the liberty to own and trade slaves. The unique thing about liberalism is that it aims to distribute as equally as possible the liberty of each person in society. Therefore, while nobody can have the liberties of kings and nobles past, everyone can have their fair share of liberty. While liberals disagree on how liberty can be distributed most equally, with some arguing for NAP-based libertarianism and others arguing for a strong welfare state, this often unspoken shared principle is what we have in common. How does liberalism's dedication to distributing liberty equally make it a moral ideology? To answer this question, we need to first look at what liberty is. Liberty is the power an individual has over their own actions, the ability to put their ideas into action. Therefore, looking at it from a moral perspective, liberty is moral agency. That is, the ability to act in accordance with one's moral compass. An equitable distribution of liberty therefore ensures an equitable distribution of moral agency. In this way, liberalism ensures that every individual in society has an equal share of moral agency. At this point, we need to turn to the fact that liberty and hence moral agency are also finite resources. If some have more, others must have less. If lords can command slaves, therefore having more liberty, slaves will not be able to act according to their own moral compass, and thus have no moral agency. Therefore, in an equal distribution of liberty, and hence moral agency, everyone can have full moral agency over their own beliefs and actions, but nobody can have moral agency over another. This, I would agree, makes liberalism the only morally valid ideology. Since all human beings are morally flawed to some extent, allowing some humans to have moral agency over others is morally impermissible. Allowing a lord to command a slave as he pleases means that the slave must commit an immoral act even if the act is both objectively immoral as in absolute truth and known to be immoral by the slave, as long as the act is not known to be immoral by the lord. Alternatively, he is a depraved lord and does not care. This has several consequences. On an individual level, the slave would be morally responsible, at least in his conscience, and also by the laws of religion, for those of us who are religious, for committing a moral wrong, knowing that it is wrong, but not being able to resist anyway. On a societal level, it also means that those holding power can commit severe atrocities without the moral consciences of other people acting as a brake, which was actually how tragedies like the Holocaust happened. One may be tempted to argue that, as long as we prevent having bad governments by being vigilant voters and by putting in place national and international regulations, nothing as bad will happen again. But this is naive, because the ability to judge if governments are good is limited by the fact that politicians often lie their way into power and manipulate the political landscape once in office. It is also still true that no human being can perfectly know the absolute truth of what is morally right or wrong, and therefore if we simply let those in power decide for everyone, there will still be plenty of injustices, even if nowhere as great as the Holocaust. The principle of equal moral agency is the only thing that will prevent such injustices. That's all for today. I'll be back next time to discuss another big idea. Subscribe if you want to follow our story. And remember to resist the hive mind and stay positive. The world depends on it.